This is Joshua Van Stee in Northwest Michigan. I just wanted to give my quick install tips and impressions of the Shinn twin tip foot straps, the HMTs, and Sneaker 6s. So the first tip is to use a 3/16 flat head instead of a Phillips head. Even though this is the screws for the bindings or the foot straps are a Phillips, I find the 3/16 flat head strips the screws less and is more, just in general, more efficient than trying to use a Phillips screwdriver. So when I install my Sneaker 6 foot bindings, this is traditionally how you do it. You put your foot pad down where you want it and you screw in one side and then the other. I find this difficult to sort of get the screws flush and to find the hole. Sometimes you cross thread them, sometimes you scratch the board trying to find the hole because your line of vision's not very good going straight down to see what you're doing with the screws. So what I like to do is bypass the tabs that hold the foot straps in place. So if you unstrap this, you're going to see the foot strap, it holds it in place, right? So it won't come off. So you're taking on a little bit of risk doing that, getting rid of these tabs. If you pop these off, and then I like to tuck them into the material underneath, and then you undo it, and then you can pull the skeleton of your foot strap out, and you can align it exactly how you want to position your feet, right? And so you're lessening the likelihood that you're going to scratch or cross thread your board when you're putting these on. So you can see exactly what you're doing, and it goes perfectly in. Now that I have the structure of my foot straps in place, I can add my top part of my foot strap back. And all you do is you just tuck it in. There's a slot right here, right? And it goes in between the bottom part of the Velcro and the top part of the Velcro. There's a little slot in there, and it just slides in there. And you strap it down, and then you sort of have to bend it a little bit to get it in. There's another slot over here. And again, it goes in between the Velcros. There's a slot, and there you go. Quick and easy way to put on your Sneaker 6s and minimize the damage that you're going to do to your board. Just be mindful now, since you don't have those tabs, that these can come all the way off. Try to do your adjustments on shore before you go out into the water. Install tips for the HMTs. The first thing I like to do when you get your foot pad, sometimes it can be a little bit warped on the bottom when you first get them. I like to use, this is not an older board, but I'd use an older board and screw it down just for a couple days, a week if you can, and it flattens these out and makes your install a little bit easier. Now, the top of the foot strap you have to put on your foot pad. The easiest way to do this is to loosen this thing up before you try to put it on there, as far out as you can get it without it popping out, right? And so then you get it really nice and wide. It makes it a lot easier putting it in the bottom of these slots. And these are nice because you can adjust your foot straps back and forth. I kind of just do in the middle. I'm not really fussy about it, right? And so you keep it nice and loose. It goes in the other side nice and easy, right? And you just push it down, make sure it's flush, right? And that helps you get your foot strap into your foot pad. Once you go to mount your HMTs, keep the strap loose so you can get that line of vision, and so you can sort of feel where you want to go. What's nice about these, the width is perfectly there, so you don't have to lay it out, so you don't have to sort of feel around. And then once you get one side, the line of vision is still not going to be good on this side, but since it's the perfect width, you can sort of feel where it goes, right? And just sort of lines up pretty easily. And you want to kind of push that foot pad over a little bit, but it'll line up pretty nicely once you get it. And there you go, right there. And then you put your foot strap back so you can see it. Strap it down how you like it. So once the HMT is mounted, don't tighten these screws all the way down. Keep them loose, because then you can adjust your toes if you want them more out or in really easily. So the advantages and the disadvantages of both bindings. So the Sneaker 6 This is the foot pad, right? And this is the HMT. The HMT is a little bit thicker. They both have arch support. The HMT is going to have a little toe bump, which is nice for gripping when you're doing big jumps to, you know, keep your foot straps on your feet. To sum up my advantages and disadvantages, Sneaker 6, the advantages, it's going to be cheaper. It's going to be super easy to install without damaging your board. The disadvantage, not as much adjustability. So the advantages of the HMT is just overall adjustability, right? So you have this, the foot strap you can go back or forth with. You have 2 different Velcro straps in the top of the foot strap to adjust to your foot size. And then once it's screwed down, if you screw it down lightly, you can adjust these and go back and forth with your foot, your toes out or more in. Disadvantages of the HMT, it tends to mark up your board a little bit more, and I think it's that top foot strap, that back and forth adjustability, that plastic part tends to rock and leaves these little marks. I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you thought. Leave some comments, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, whatever. Peace.